Paige, married and 28 years old. I work at the office and do the housework at home. I got married a year ago to Jacob, who is 4 years older. But my marriage life has been more loss for me. I may be wrong talking about gains and losses in marriage, but all I mean is that Jacob calls himself the breadwinner, and although we both work, he does nothing around the house, which leaves me doing everything. Also, Jacob told me he made around $80,000 before we got married, but it turned out to be $40,000. I understand to an extent that we talk about ourselves larger than we are when we date people, but twice as much? Besides, I wasn't just a girlfriend, but we were engaged then, so that was a lie. Is there anything else he lied to me about himself? But moreover, his parents, or my parents-in-law, were the problem.
Paige, we're visiting a museum tomorrow, and I'd like you to drive us there.
Since we got married, almost every weekend we'd visit in-laws like a ritual, and one day my mother-in-law said this to me. Did you say tomorrow? Tomorrow's a weekday and I have to go to work.
Oh, come on, Paige. You can use your PTO. You still have that, right?
Even though I have them, I can't take a day off just like that. Besides, I'm not sick or anything, but to be the driver for my in-laws' leisure? Also, why doesn't Jacob use his PTO to accompany his parents? Why is he trying to please them using his spouse? Why don't you use your PTO?
No can do. None left.
How come you didn't go on any trip?
You know, sometimes you don't feel like going to the office. A man's gotta travel sometimes. Times like that, I pretended to go to work and called out.
He left home in the morning as if he would go to work, called in sick using PTO, and then just hung out in the city. I can't believe you did that.
It's a great way to use it on the day of the sales meeting, especially if you're not doing well at the moment.
Oh, then you didn't go to work and traveled? I tried not to show my astonishment.
Sure, it was a day trip, but it was a trip all right. From the ocean, rainforest, space, submarine.
Is he talking about a game arcade? I'm not surprised anymore. Do you understand now why I said my marriage has been a continuous loss? Once I got married, it was too late if I found more of his lies or his true nature. Divorce isn't that easy. Just after a year of married life, I was already fed up with it. Yet I didn't dare to end it either. So my days were just frustrating, but the time has come when I can't take it anymore. I'm home. I was working late that day, and when I got home, Jacob was there already. Sorry I had to work late. I'll fix the dinner now.
Paige, I need to talk to you.
Jacob bit my head off. What? What happened? Why are you mad at me?
I kept calling you today. Why didn't you answer my calls?
Phone calls? I took out my phone and realized I muted it when I had an important meeting during the day. Sorry, I forgot to turn it on. Did you call me a few times?
Many, many times you ignored my calls. Mama's in the hospital.
Oh no! Although I was surprised, she said she had a headache the other day, but I didn't think it was that serious. And how is she? Is she all right?
Yeah, she had surgery and is stable now, but she'll be hospitalized for a while.
I see. Oh, that must be hard for her. If there's something I could do, even though we're not on the best terms, this was not the place and time. I was ready to help out to a degree, and I told him so gently, and his reply was,
Yeah, there are things you can do.
What are they?
Taking care of Mom in the hospital and taking care of Dad at home. All of them.
Huh?
Now that Mom's in the hospital, she needs clothes and the laundry has to be done. You know, she needs help. She's never been hospitalized before, so she must be lonely. You can bring flowers or magazines to comfort her. You can get there in the morning and stay with her until visiting hours are over. Talk to her and listen to her as much as you can and do the errands for her.
What?
Oh, you can't be there all the time because you have to take care of Dad, too. He can't do any of the housework, so do grocery shopping, clean, do the laundry, and cook meals for him, and other errands as they come up. Oh, and they got something from the Homeowners Association. They need to pass that to the neighbor, I guess. Find out who to pass it to.
Find out for yourself, I screamed in my head. I said I was willing to help out some, but Jacob told me to do everything to take care of the in-laws. What about you? What are you going to do, Jacob?
Me? I'll help too.
With what?
Since you'll be helping my parents, I won't complain if my dinner is a little late. I can't do it every day, but once a week or so I'll eat prepared food from the supermarket. See? I'm a nice husband, aren't I?
I fell flat. That's not what I meant. I'm saying you should take care of your parents. They are your parents.
Ah! No way! I don't have any PTO left, so I can't take a day off.
That's because you spent it up at the game arcade like a teenager.
Besides, housework and nursing are women's jobs. I'm a head of household. Oh, and the hospitalization costs too much, and they're a little short of money. Prepare to make a payment by the end of the month.
What? His parents were quite busy with museums, theater, golf, and hiking, so I wasn't surprised if their savings were short. But I didn't know they didn't have any kind of medical insurance at their age, and do they really expect their daughter-in-law to pay for it? When I was speechless, Jacob continued.
You're not going to say no to me, are you?
Yes, absolutely. My answer is no. Who would agree with such an unreasonable request? He saw my answer written on my face. He wasn't flustered and instead said calmly,
If you don't agree, that's fine. I have an idea.
He took out a piece of paper and thrust it at me.
There, a divorce application. I got it today. I signed already. If you refuse to take care of my parents, I'll divorce you and cut you off.
He threatened me with the divorce. Seriously, Jacob? Do you really mean it? Probably because I was very surprised, he laughed triumphantly.
Absolutely! I'm very serious. It's not a good deal for you, is it? Because you're so much in love with me. You freaked out when you saw the divorce paper.
I couldn't wrap my head around it. Where does man's overconfidence come from? But he thought I was too shocked with his bringing up the divorce.
Listen carefully. I'm telling you this for the last time. Take care of my parents or this.
Jacob was pushing me to the edge. All right, I'll do as you say. I was still having a hard time understanding this man's brain activity, but when he heard my response, he seemed satisfied.
Good. I'm going to bed now. It's been a long day, from hospital to parents' house to city hall, and somebody didn't answer my phone all this time. How useless. Somebody like that could be divorced immediately, but I'm generous enough to give her another chance.
Those were his last words I had to bear. I just couldn't move there processing all this while Jacob started snoring. I picked up the divorce paper he left on the table, signed by him. I slowly rose to my feet and said to myself, scored. This must be a gift from above. I can't miss this opportunity. I have to take this to City Hall. Even though it was in the middle of the night, I stepped out and rode to the City Hall. The next morning, as soon as I woke up, Jacob started it.
Hey, we're going to the hospital. Dad's waiting for us there. We have to arrange a few things.
I haven't told him yet, but I brought the divorce paper to the City Hall's out-of-hours service. And our divorce is officially filed, so I didn't really have to go to the hospital, but I smiled at Jacob. Sure, we do need to talk about a few things. Although they had no clue about things, we joined Jacob's dad in the hospital lobby and headed to his mom's room.
Paige, what took you so long? I heard you didn't answer Jacob's call at all yesterday. You pretended to go to work, but who knows where you were and doing what? Maybe you're cheating.
She was super rude to me as usual, even though I came here for her. But even that didn't bother me anymore because these people have no relation to me anymore, and she didn't look so bad. At least she had no problem with making sarcastic remarks, but I kept smiling quietly at her words, so she seemed to notice something was off. Then his dad got to the point.
Well, what's done is done. Let's talk about now. I'm sure Jacob filled you in, but she needs to be in the hospital for a while. We ask you to help my wife here and me at home, Paige. You'll come here every day to take care of her, and then come to my house to cook and do housework for me. I don't eat prepared food or delivery food, so you'll make homemade meals for me every day. Also, I go golfing every Wednesday, so I'll need a ride for that. You don't want me to drive myself and cause an accident, do you?
That's right. We can't let that happen to you. Thanks, Paige. Also, this hospital pajama is uncomfortable and ugly. Will you pick a silk pajama in a store for me? And this room is too dry for me, so I need lotion, too. The one I have at home is almost gone, so it's good timing.
Hey, Dad, Mom, try not to ask her for too much. She has to take care of my meals, too. You need to take care of Dad and Mom, but don't neglect your home. He's right.
They talked about all they wanted and laughed out loud even though nothing was funny, while I listened to them composed. I heard what you all wanted, but why do I need to do them?
What are you saying now? I told you last night if you refuse this, I'm going to divorce you. Do as we say or...
I already filed the paper.
Huh? Eh?
What did you say?
I guess I just dropped the bomb. Why? Because you said so yourself. If I don't do what you order me to do, you will divorce me. So I chose divorce. I filed it last night, so it's in the process now. I came here to talk about what's next. I'm leaving the apartment immediately, so Jacob and Dad have to take care of Mom. I didn't have to come here, but I did just to say goodbye to you all. So, goodbye. And Mom, I hope you get well soon.
Hey, wait a minute, Paige!
I ignored the voices and left the room. I went home, packed my things, and left the apartment and my marriage, which was full of misery and 100% loss on my end. 1 week later. A week has passed since I got out of the marriage. I came back to my parents' house for the time being and have been thinking about my next move. I have some important stuff with me, such as my checkbook and jewelry. We didn't have much assets to talk about division. There was no clear fault in the divorce, such as cheating, so I suppose this will be filed just as it is. But it didn't end there. I got a call from a lawyer.
I'm attorney Daniel Lieberman calling on behalf of Jacob. He wants to file a petition in court to invalidate the divorce papers you filed without his permission.
Huh? That is an absolute lie. He signed the paper first and gave it to me. He seemed surprised.
Jacob said you forged a divorce petition and filed it without telling him.
1 hour later, Mr. Lieberman and I were at my previous apartment. He rang the doorbell and Jacob answered.
Who is it? Oh, Mr. Lieberman. What brought you here?
Jacob saw me next to Mr. Lieberman.
Paige, you came home! Thank you, Mr. Lieberman. You acted fast.
Jacob looked ecstatic. Only he misunderstood that I came back to him, persuaded by his lawyer. I couldn't hide my chuckle. Jacob held out his hand to thank him, but Mr. Lieberman shook him off and said,
Jacob, I'm here to terminate my contract with you.
What?
You made a false statement to file an improper lawsuit.
Huh? What are you saying?
You told me that Paige signed the paper without your knowledge, but the fact was that you signed first and then thrust it to her.
What made you say that? Do you have proof?
I do have it. I offered to help. I made a copy of the paper before submitting it. It shows your handwriting.
I can get a copy of the original from City Hall if I have to. Handwriting analysis can tell you immediately who signed it.
Oh.
The honest mutual trust between lawyer and client is critical. You lied and tried to get me to file for an annulment that didn't even exist. Who do you take me for?
Jacob was yelled at by his attorney and crouched down, holding his head. Mr. Lieberman will cancel the contract with you, and he will represent me instead.
What for?
Because I could just walk away, but he said he couldn't stand someone like you. We were married for only 1 year, so it may not be much, but he advised me to receive compensation so that if some liar tries to concoct something in the future, I could prove my no fault. He's so good. I trust him 100%.
I'm flattered.
He seemed to be pleased. I feel sorry for you that such a competent lawyer abandoned you.
I'll look into various aspects to squeeze every penny out of this sad soul to teach him a lesson for trying to fool me.
That sounds good, thank you. We shook hands while Jacob crumbled down, foreseeing himself in the dark future. Later, Mr. Lieberman did a good job, and I got some compensation from him and in-laws. I also filed for a restraining order to protect myself from their harassment in the future. According to him, my ex-mother-in-law got well and went home, but with the 2 big babies who couldn't do anything around the house is becoming a big mess. Also, she couldn't even afford the medical expenses, but could go shopping like before. I don't know how they will live solely with Jacob's income, but it's not my problem whatsoever. I've divorced, but I'm only 28. I hope I'll find someone new and restart my life based on love and care, not on gains and losses. I'm moving on.
My trashy neighbor who makes me pay for the late fee. I'm Paige, a 25-year-old office worker. It was time to renew my contract for the mansion I was living in alone, so I decided to move out. My new room had a reasonable rent, and it was closer to my office, so I can sleep in 30 minutes longer than before. And there's a patisserie famous for its pudding, so I can basically go there every day. The patisserie was also having a campaign celebrating their 50th anniversary, so that was another lucky thing. They're gonna have a happy draw among the people who collected 30 stamps, and we have a chance to win pudding in a bucket. I definitely have to try that out. I live nearby, so I'm planning to collect 30 stamps by going there often. I knew this was a beginning to my happy life, but it happened on the second day that I moved into my new room. When I came home from work after buying some pudding at the patisserie, I found a woman I didn't recognize standing in front of my door with her arms crossed. "Good evening." When I tried to go into my room ignoring her, she yelled, "Wait!" to me. "You're the one who moved in here, right?" Yes? "Who do you think you are for not coming to introduce yourself to me? I lived here since 5 years ago." I'm sorry, do you live next door? I did visit to greet you a couple of times, but you didn't answer. First of all, why is she so mad at me? There's no way I'm gonna open the door if someone I don't know suddenly rang the doorbell. You have no common sense. Then how am I supposed to greet you? Oh, she looks like a problematic neighbor. I'm your senior, understand? I need you to follow my orders from now on. Huh? What is she saying? First up, I need you to give me the thing in your hand. I'll take it as a gift of a greeting. Huh? I can't do that. This is necessary for my mental health. I worked hard just to eat this pudding. I wouldn't hand this over even if it was my boss asking me. Huh? You're weird. You too. Then I need you to clean up the area in front of my door at least once a week. And I quit my job, so I'm usually at home. So check my mailbox for me too. Bring me the mail if I receive any. What? Why do I have to do that? Because the mailbox is on the first floor. We live on the 6th floor, so it's so much work if I have to go out and check it every time. None of my business. I can't do that for you. This woman looked crazy. I knew it would be dangerous to me if I spent more time with her. I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry, she yelled from behind as I tried to go into my room. And she kept on mumbling about something, but I decided to ignore her. I felt like my peaceful life was going to be disturbed because of this crazy neighbor. And what I imagined was exactly what happened. 3 days later, my neighbor was waiting for me again when I came home from work. Hey, where are my mails? Huh? I told you to check my mailbox every day. I knew something was wrong, that I haven't received any mail for 3 days, so when I went to check, I found so many. It's none of my business. I knew it was better to ignore her rather than dealing with her, so I quickly went past her and tried to go into my room, but she didn't let me go. Wait! I didn't realize that they sent me the transfer slip because of you. Take responsibility and pay for my behalf. She then threw me the piece of paper that looked like a transfer slip. What are you doing? You take responsibility and pay for me. After she said so, she stomped back into her room. The transfer slips were littered on the floor. There's no way they'll send you all this in just 3 days. I did collect them all from the floor, but I didn't want to visit her just to give them back, so I put them into her mailbox again. Of course, I filed a complaint to the management company of this mansion. They said they'll warn her, but I knew she wouldn't back down. A week later, my neighbor stopped waiting for me at the door. But I realized that her mails were mixed up with mine knocked into my mailbox. I thought it was just a mistake at first, so I calmly put them back into hers. But the next day, I would find the same letter directed to her in my mailbox. The letters looked identical to each other, so I figured that my neighbor was putting into my mailbox on purpose. I continued to put it back into her mailbox whenever it happened, but it seems like I haven't received any of her letters today. But I received a packet I didn't know about. It was a brown envelope with a letter for me inside. When I got home and checked what was inside, they turned out to be multiple transfer slips asking me to pay for the late fee. What is this? A transfer slip for the late fee? The transfer slips of paying the late fees for the electricity bill, the gas bill, and even the phone bill, as well as letters of reminders for payment were all inside. I obviously didn't know about any of this, but on the letters of reminders and transfer slips, my name and address were written. What are these? What the hell is going on? I was pale receiving all these letters I didn't know about, but I quickly realized that something was wrong. Is it possible for all these transfer slips to be sent to me all at once in a single envelope? I checked the transfer slips once again and realized that these were not directed to me for sure. So there's absolutely no need for me to pay all of these. They're not mine, so why would I pay? Like that, I decided to just leave them, wondering if I had actually made the right decision. Obviously, it's fine. At least for me. A week later, when I was relaxing as I ate delicious pudding in an afternoon on a weekend at my home, my doorbell rang repetitively. Well, I know who it was. So obviously, I won't open the door. It looked like she gave up after a while and it was quiet again. But a few hours later, when I went out to do something outside, my neighbor barged out of her room. I knew you were inside! You tried to escape pretending like you weren't here! Things are a mess because of you! Huh? What are you talking about? I pretended like I didn't know. I actually knew what she was talking about. Why do you lack so much common sense? You didn't even pay for the transfer slip sent to you! Huh? What are you talking about? Don't pretend like you don't know! You must have received the transfer slips addressed to you. Why didn't you pay for them? Huh? Don't harm me! Haven't you seen them? Oh, right, I did receive letters of reminders and multiple transfer slips. People would usually panic and go pay on the day they received these letters of reminders. What the hell are you thinking? That's my line. I did receive the transfer slips addressed to me, but I didn't know anything about them, so I just ignored them. Huh? You lack common sense! Are you even entitled to say that? But you're just my neighbor. Why are you so mad about it? Huh? First of all, I don't know why you know about these transfer slips addressed to me, and even if I didn't pay for them, it should be none of your business because you're just my neighbor. But why are you so mad at me? Because those transfer slips were actually addressed to me! Huh? I tried to act surprised, as unnatural as possible. Well, because I knew that it was my neighbor who sent me the pile of transfer slips. What are you saying? My name was written on them. Yes, my name was actually written on them, but there was a secret behind that. Of course! I rewrote it to your name and room number. Huh? Rewrote? Did that sound too unnatural? Yep, she rewrote all the names on the slips to mine. And she just simply printed out my name and pasted that on top of the original. What a lousy job she did. When I looked from behind, my neighbor's name, Hannah Smith, was see-through, so I instantly knew it wasn't mine. Huh? You put the effort to rewrite it and send it to me? Why? Of course, to get you to pay for me. I knew it. You didn't pay them for me when I mixed that up with your letters, so I had to put extra effort to rewrite the name. If a normal person receives a transfer slip with their name on it, the person would usually panic and go pay as soon as possible. Huh? Who would do that? Why? First of all, why did you think I'd pay them for you? Because it's addressed to you. Huh? But they're your transfer slips. Yeah, but... Wait. She's getting confused. So what I want to tell you is I haven't been able to survive because you didn't pay for them. Pay for me now! Stop joking. What? Oh, I thought that was a joke because you're talking all this nonsense. That's why I told you to stop. Ah! What the hell is wrong with you? That's my line. First of all, I've been living here way longer than you. I'm your senior at this mansion, so as a junior, you should listen to me. You haven't cleaned this area like I asked you to as well. Huh? I've been cleaning the area around my front door every day. I told you to do mine as well. I need you to pay for me. I lost my job and I don't have money. If you're not gonna pay, I'll dump all your letters in the trash. I'll figure out where you work and spread a bad rumor. I'll lock you out of this mansion. Oops, she said it. You aren't supposed to say that. What do you mean? Spreading a bad rumor after finding out where I work, dumping all my letters in the trash if I don't pay. You haven't thought this through, huh? Why? It's your fault for not following your senior's orders. You've been telling me about you being a senior and me being a junior since we met. Nowadays, it becomes a huge problem when seniors boss around their juniors at the school or work. But how come you're implementing this system in a mansion? Because I lived here first. It's my first time meeting someone who acts like they're the senior just because they moved in first. But thanks to that, I guess you'll be the one moving out of this place first.
Huh? There's no way I'm moving out. I don't have the money.
You don't have to worry about that. You don't need money to go to jail.
Huh? I'm not going to jail. If they send people to jail just because of a small threat, they'll be full already.
That wasn't a small threat, I would say. Well, most people agree to settle it with a discussion, but aren't you aware that you're doing more than what we can settle through a discussion?
Huh?
Looks like she has no idea. Then I guess I should teach her. Mrs. Hannah Smith, let me ask you about what you did to make me pay for the transfer slips of the late fees that were addressed to you.
I just told you I rewrote the name to yours. Forgot already?
Oh, I remember. The electricity bill, gas bill, and the water bill, plus your phone bills, the resident tax, and the payment for the national pension. You rewrote your name and address to mine, right?
Yeah, so what?
Don't you know that you've committed a crime of document forgery? Huh? Looks like she doesn't know. And you're guilty for rewriting the name on the transfer slips. And you even edited the official documents, so you're definitely gonna spend time in jail for more than a year, less than 10 years.
Jail?
The crime is handled more seriously for forgery of official documents. How stupid is she for sending me all her slips without knowing this?
I just edited the name.
You did this to make me pay, so maybe you'll also be judged guilty for fraud. Senior, you're guilty of so many crimes.
Huh? But you didn't pay for them. I shouldn't be guilty of fraud.
But it's still a fraud. And how did you find out my full name? Don't tell me you trespassed.
No, I didn't do that. I just checked the letters you received.
This woman is so stupid. Really? Then aren't you also guilty for trespassing?
No, I only rummaged through your mailbox. I thought you wouldn't need the letter of advertisement from a cosmetic brand, so I took it with me to check your name. I did trash that letter so you wouldn't find out, but I didn't trespass! Believe me!
Thanks for the testimony. Actually, I'm recording our conversation right now, so I have undeniable proof. I see. So you stole my letter from my mailbox and trashed it. But doesn't that make you guilty of damaging personal property and documents?
What?
If you opened my mailbox without permission, isn't that basically trespassing?
What?
Forgery of documents, threats, fraud, and...
Stop it! Yes, give me back those transfer slips. Then I'll no longer be guilty of that crime.
I knew she would say that.
Hey, stop smirking and give it back!
I don't think I can do that.
Huh?
Because I don't know anything about these transfer slips. I sent each of them back to the electricity company, gas company, and the town office with a letter saying I had no idea.
Huh? What have you done?
Because I don't want to keep mysterious documents with me for so long. I bet the police is about to arrive.
What's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna have such a dark future ahead of me.
I don't think so. Huh? You'll have electricity in jail, so I bet it's brighter than where you are now. And I heard that newbies get adored a lot in jail, so good for you, senior. No way! That doesn't make me happy at all! Why did things turn out like this? After that, she was obviously arrested by the police. And turns out that my neighbor had stolen money from her company, which made her get fired, and all of her problems were revealed. She hasn't been paying her rent for half a year, and she was also famous for her problematic behaviors. So it looks like the management company of the mansion was really struggling to deal with her. But they were relieved to hear that she was going to move out after this incident. The management company gave me a new room in another mansion as an apology for causing trouble. And I got a better room, but they said they wouldn't charge me more than the rent I used to pay, so I'm living a happy life now. Alrighty, I should check my mailbox before digging into my pudding. When I checked the mailbox, I found an unknown envelope. This is... Yes! Inside, I found the winning ticket for the pudding in a bucket. I forgot that I applied for the lucky draw, but it was sent here after registering my new address. Our mailbox is here to receive happy letters like these. I usually just text and call people, but maybe I'll write a letter and serve the pudding in a bucket to someone I'm close with. My name is Paige, a 24-year-old office worker. I'm still close with Yusuf, who I've been dating since college, even after we graduated. I got a job while Yusuf started his own business, so we were both very busy for a while. But we managed to make time for each other, and we valued the time we spent together. We've already introduced each other to our parents, so I thought it was around time. Then he finally proposed to me the other day. Yusuf was a calm and quiet guy who disliked fancy stuff. He gave me a huge bouquet of flowers and a ring at the restaurant by the beach, so I was surprised. But I was so excited to the life we were about to have together. And today we were visiting my parents again to get our marriage approved. Welcome. How are you?
Yes, I've heard from Paige about it.
I told my parents beforehand that we'll be visiting them, but because they've already met each other a few times, things were looking good.
Yes, I'm here to visit you once again. I hope you can approve our marriage. I promise to make her happy, so please, allow me to marry Paige.
I was laughing so hard inside seeing Yusuf act all nervous, but I had to hold it in. Yusuf was trying his best, so I should be serious too. That's what I thought. But I was back at my parents' house. We're not the strict type of household, so Mommy Penny said in a loud voice, "Come on, relax. We're both willing to respect your decision. We won't disapprove unless there's something so problematic. It's best not to act all proper and act like yourself, especially in these occasions." Those words seemed to relax Yusuf, and his rigid expression softened, and he was back to his usual self.
Thank you so much. I got a bit nervous. Do you approve of our marriage?
I already told you to. I hope you can make Paige happy. So, you've been quiet, but what do you think, darling?
Well, if you can promise me that you'll make her happy, I don't have any problem with it. But if you ever make her cry, I'm coming after you.
Of course.
Oh, don't be so intimidating, Dad. Our daughter, who we've been taking great care of, is getting married. Your dad is just being a bit sulky. Like this, our greetings were going well, and I was completely relaxed because my parents and Yusuf were getting along great. But when Yusuf brought up a topic without giving much thought, the room completely went quiet as if we froze.
Now that our marriage is decided, after we go visit my parents, I've already made up my mind that I'll let them meet our baby as soon as possible.
Huh? I was taken by surprise. I'm not pregnant yet. I also have a job. I had no idea what he was talking about, and when I glanced at my parents, they seemed surprised as well. Wait, is my daughter already pregnant? No! Hey, Yusuf, what are you talking about? We haven't talked about having babies yet.
Oh, I just meant that I want babies as soon as possible. Did I say something wrong?
You can't just bring up about this topic when we're here to ask for approval for our marriage. I was taken aback, you know.
Oh, my mom wants to meet her grandchild as soon as possible.
But... Oh, I see.
I'm sorry?
It did take us by surprise because you suddenly said that. Look, Dad was so surprised he froze and hasn't been able to move. Even when we were alone, we never talked about having babies, so it was very surprising. I didn't know he wanted a baby so bad. But that's our problem, so we can't decide just because his mother wants us to, right? I thought I saw him act at his own pace, unable to read the atmosphere for the first time, and I was a bit bothered. But after that, he quickly added,
Oh, but of course I'll prioritize your opinion about having a baby. Let's talk about it once we get officially married.
Yeah, let's do that. Yusuf quickly added, so after that, it didn't bother me too much. The atmosphere was back to how it used to be, and because he brought the topic up, we were having fun imagining how it would be like if we actually had babies in the future, so I forgot about the awkwardness we had. The next day, we went to his parents to visit this time. I had an impression that his father was calm and quiet like my dad. I visited them several times, but we would just lightly greet each other and that was it. His mother was very easygoing, and she would take care of me every time I visited them. She was very considerate of me, so I thought we would get along well. At least back then, that was what I thought.
I decided to get married to Paige. Her parents approved of it too.
Oh, it's finally happening! I completely support your marriage with Paige. I think my efforts of taking care of her paid off. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I hope you can continue to take good care of me. But today I'm so nervous that I want to warn myself from yesterday. The conversation centered around his mother as always, and his father would just nod once in a while, but I don't think he disapproves or anything, so I was relieved. We were having a casual conversation until his mother mentioned something my ears couldn't believe. So, when are you trying for babies? Oh, or are you already doing so? We're still aren't officially married. Oh my, why are you so laid back? Huh? Because you've already decided to get married, so you should start early. But I have a job. You know, I got married because I got pregnant. It's best if you get these things done fast. And my mom was also the same, so take things quick. Don't care too much about your job. But I want to plan things out first. Huh? What, are you saying that it's wrong to get married after getting pregnant? Huh? No, it's not like that. We've been having a peaceful conversation until a while ago, but his mother suddenly looked mad. I never said it was bad. I was crying inside. So I really didn't agree with her, but I said to her to calm things down. But some people say it's a marriage after a blessing from heaven. There are different ideas about this, right? Right? So it's best to get pregnant early. I think it would be nice if we spent more time as a couple before that. Oh, you sound like you're talking in your sleep. I bet you spent enough time as a couple while you were dating each other. But, looks like you like to take things slower than I imagined. It's not like that. You seem to have a healthy body necessary to give birth to a healthy baby. I think it's best for you to get done with it quickly. Why don't you get it, darling? Huh? Okay. She was being intimidating, pressuring me more and more. Even when I tried to object, she cut me off. It's true that we've been dating each other for quite a long time, but we haven't even moved in together yet. I don't know what to do. Then Yusuf joined our conversation, but it took an unexpected turn.
Hey, calm down!
I thought Yusuf was here to save me from her. Yusuf, can you talk to your mother on my behalf?
Paige, you should calm down.
Huh? Me?
Yeah, Paige, I've been listening to you, but what are you saying?
Huh? What about it? Having babies is our own business as a couple.
We had so much fun talking about having babies yesterday. I thought you were all ready to start trying for babies.
Huh? Wait, I was just talking about the future.
Future? It can be our near future.
But what am I gonna do for my job?
Mom is being cooperative and she's giving us a lot of advice. We should be thankful for her and let her see her grandchild as soon as possible. You're healthy and strong. I bet you'll get pregnant easily. Okay? Isn't that your duty as the wife?
Right? That's why I've been extra careful about whether you have a healthy and strong body or not. What? It's true that I'm looking forward to having a baby in the future, but I thought we were just imagining things yesterday. Even couples who haven't gotten married yet imagine how their baby might look like. And we still haven't even been officially married. Yusuf was talking as if we were getting married just to let his mother meet her grandchild, and his mother was talking as if she was just taking care of me so I could give birth to her grandchild. I got very irritated, so I told him firmly, using this opportunity. I thought we agreed to talk about having a baby after getting officially married.
Yep. But I bet you want babies as fast as possible too, right?
Huh? So I'm telling you that we'll talk about that together afterwards.
But I don't think it makes sense that we had to talk about having babies when we already decided to get married. You're becoming my wife, but why are you not respecting my opinion?
Wait, I thought you said you'll respect my opinion yesterday.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I'll accept that.
Huh? Then his mother cut in impatiently. Paige, you're becoming my son's wife, so I need you to start listening to his orders. Where's your yes? Wait, orders? I'll talk about this with Yusuf when we're alone. I knew that our conversation wouldn't take us anywhere if I tried to make my point. It was clear that I'd have to repeat myself over and over again, so I held in my anger and confusion and tried to end this conversation. I thought it was best for us to talk about this in private because this is about us. And on our way home, when I tried to bring it up, Yosef apologized to me before I can start. According to Yosef, his mother is so stubborn that they couldn't even deal with her sometimes, so he had no other choice but to act that way. But we're getting married, so I thought it wasn't best for him to make it sound like her wife was the villain. But now that she's becoming my mother-in-law and I was becoming her daughter-in-law, things might change. I tried my best to understand why Yosef acted that way. He did act questionably sometimes, but I'll take some time and try to understand him. I love Yosef, and I couldn't just cancel our marriage because of this. But in contrast to what I decided, his mother began to text me often since that day. What she texted me about was all about her grandchild. She didn't take my feelings into consideration, and it was absolutely horrible. It's the rule for you to leave if you can't give birth in 3 years, so you better remember that, okay? If you can't give birth within 3 years, you better leave. We don't need a wife like you. Make sure you give birth to a boy and follow everything my son says to you. She was being like this. I had enough, so I talked to Yosef about it. He said, we might have to do that if she says so, and he didn't make any sense. It is true that Yosef wasn't the type who can object to others in the face, and he always has an unclear attitude about things. But isn't this the part where he should protect me? I know he doesn't want to cause trouble, but it's wrong for him to just sit and watch. It's about us. And when we're with his mother, he always takes her side. I never thought of him having a mother complex, but it looks pretty clear to me now. Like this, I was suddenly becoming aware of the sides I'd never seen of him as soon as I decided to marry him. And to be honest, I was getting doubtful whether if I should marry him as planned. But we'd already informed our parents, so is it really right for me to take everything back to the beginning? My parents were so happy for me too, amidst the feeling worried emotions. I wasn't able to talk to anyone about it, and it was already the day of our family meeting. Each family waited in a different room, and during that time I was still thinking to myself. Then my mom tapped my shoulder. I was trying hard not to show my face or demeanor, but looks like Mom already knew everything. Paige, are you all right? Huh? If you have anything, tell me before it's too late. Who do you think is on your side, Paige? Mommy Penny. You're a very kind girl. You always prioritized others since you were little. Getting married means you're choosing someone to be your lifelong partner. You have to be honest to yourself when making the decision. My lifelong partner.
Yes, that's right. Can you imagine smiling next to him forever? Do you feel comfortable being next to him? I bet you'll know once you ask your heart, Paige.
Dad.
There's no need for you to worry about us.
Marriage was supposed to be a happy thing, so I was worried that I might let my parents down if I cancel it now. I was worried about these things, but tears flowed out of my eyes after hearing my parents say that to me. What's wrong? Do you think I can give another thought about this marriage?
Of course. We'll support you no matter what kind of decision you make, if you're the one who thought it through.
Yes, your feelings are our priority. But my daughter crying at the day of our family meeting that's supposed to be a happy event. Something must be going on. Who the hell made my precious daughter cry? I'll have to teach them a lesson. Right, Dad?
Yep. We can't just let them go after making our daughter cry.
I told my parents everything that happened. And yes, I made my decision. And I stood up. And I then headed to the room where Yosef and his parents were waiting. When I opened the door, all of them looked in our direction in surprise.
What's wrong, Paige?
I mustered up my courage and told them. There's something I want to make clear before I get married.
About what?
It's about our baby. I want to discuss it thoroughly with just the two of us. I don't want to follow your mother's opinion. I don't want to give birth just because she wants it. I want to make a decision as a couple, unaffected by her opinions. Wait, huh? How dare you? Shut up! Ah! My lovely Paige is talking right now. You better shut your mouth. I'm not a machine that gives birth, so it doesn't make sense that I have to follow the same path as your mother.
Hey, what are you saying? It's too late to...
This is important. I have my own opinions, my own plans, and my own feelings. I don't want you to take things further ignoring me.
You... What's going on all of a sudden? Mom is so excited to meet your grandchild.
And I'm telling you, I hate the way you're acting right now. You're ignoring my plans and my feelings about giving birth. Of course! You're becoming his wife, so you have to obey your husband and mother-in-law. Then let's cancel our marriage. Agreed.
Agreed.
Huh? Yosef and his mother suddenly started to panic, and my parents said to Yosef and his mother, "You promised to make Paige happy. I wonder which mouth ever said that. You only talk in your sleep while you're asleep."
She's absolutely right. I hate liars. I'm not going to let you off the hook so easily. For starters, I'll stop all my investments to the company you work at.
Huh?
Yosef was actually starting to panic even more after hearing those words. My dad is actually the CEO who owns several companies. He got interested in Yosef's new business and he was planning to support him financially.
Wait, no, please wait.
Someone who can't even protect their wife like you can't manage a business.
Please wait, no, please.
Yosef started to weep. Behind him, his mother was making a fuss. Then my mom glared at his mother. "Listen, you're one of those bastards who made Paige cry. Don't you ever forget that she has me on her side. Be careful walking the streets alone at night." Then she turned to me. "Let's go home, Paige." Yep. Like that, we left Yosef, who was weeping, and his mother, who froze in her spot with fear, as well as his father, who stood there aghast. What happened after that was, I heard that his father got tired of his selfish wife and moved out after demanding for a divorce. Looks like she's been being all bossy in the relationship, but what happened this time made him want to divorce her even if he had to go into debt. And after a long fight for divorce, he now lives an impoverished life as the underling on a farm in a faraway island as he pays back his debts and fights depression. He said he wanted to find out who he is, but I heard he's living a lonely life crying every night. He was also an observer, so I guess he got what he deserved. In Yosef's case, his company he established quickly got into a deficit and went bankrupt. It was obvious he would struggle financially after losing his supporter, who was my dad. And now he has to pay me compensation money as well. I heard that he works in forestry in the countryside, drowning in debt. His mother also got a divorce, her son had his marriage cancelled, and it was also revealed that she was secretly in debt too. She got arrested after working a shady job to pay back her debts, and I heard that she's now in jail. It gives me chills to think that I almost joined that family. It was a close call. I have to thank my parents who supported me all the way through. Okay, I'll work hard as always. Be careful of the people who you're still unsure about their real personalities.
I'm Paige, 29 years old. I work full-time in the office and live with my fiancé, Barry, who's also a corporate worker. Our wedding is coming up and it'll be official. He's a little bit shy, but it's the opposite attraction, and that's why we get along so well. He doesn't micromanage me, so we rarely argue. The in-laws, whom I already call Dad and Mom, are very nice people. When we had dinner together just the other day,
We are so lucky to have a wonderful person like you in the family.
That's true. I'm so glad my son found somebody reliable and adorable for his bride.
I'm flattered, but I'm the one who's lucky.
My son is a little distracted sometimes. If you have any concerns, please talk to us.
Mom, what do you mean by that?
You actually are distracted. Look, you have breadcrumbs all over your shirt.
I got it. They even offered to pay for the wedding expenses. It's hard to find in-laws like them. But that was a honeymoon period that ended before the real honeymoon. It was when we were shopping around the wedding venue. We found a good place and we were ready to talk to the staff in detail after we checked up on the facility. My name is Harper. I'll help you with all of your wedding planning needs. She and another senior type of woman were in charge of taking care of our wedding. Harper has got a baby face and very pretty, only her body language and facial expressions reminded me of a princess from a children's book. I couldn't tell if that's her natural manner or on purpose. Kind of sneaky. Frankly, she might not be very popular with other women. Then another woman whose name tag said Megan entered the room to serve tea for us. I noticed she was watching Harper's every move with a cold stare. Whoa, it's scary. Megan looked to be in her late 30s. Is she jealous of Harper, who's young and pretty? But she was not in charge of us. We had another senior type of lady who seemed experienced and reliable. So I ignored this Megan woman and focused on our wedding details. On another occasion, we went back for a meeting with them. When we were about to leave the venue... Excuse me! It was Harper. Yes? I have something that I can only talk to the groom. I thought Barry might have some surprise for me at the wedding, so I said, sure, I'll be waiting here, and walked around the venue. Just about turning the corner of the building, I saw Megan talking on the phone with her drink in her hand. Harper is so flirtatious. She knows she's cute and talks and acts like a princess. She makes me sick. Uh-oh, she's talking about that younger gal. I didn't want to be here and was ready to turn around, but at that moment, our eyes met. If I turned around and walked back, I would probably look like I had just avoided her, so I thought keeping going would look natural in that situation. At that moment, she dropped her wallet. Are you okay? Without thinking, I offered the help of collecting the coins on the ground. Thank you. She said so nicely and looked like a different person. A moment ago, she looked and sounded like a monster venting about a younger coworker. I just left there and went back to the entrance area, caught up with Barry, and headed home. On our way back home... Barry, do you remember a woman on the staff called Megan?
No.
I ran into her while I was waiting for you. She was bad-mouthing Harper like a woman from hell.
Huh? Bad-mouthing Harper?
Yeah, maybe she's jealous. Harper is so cute.
I hate jealous women. Harper is such a nice girl. I feel sorry for her.
I felt funny with his reaction. He's usually indifferent to other people's affairs or gossip. I have never seen him so emotional and angry, so I asked him casually, Barry, what happened to you?
What?
Why are you so angry about other people's business? It's unlike you.
What? Oh, it's nothing.
It didn't really make sense to me, but I didn't interrogate him anymore. Meanwhile, our wedding planning was going smoothly. Barry went back there a few more times alone, and I completely assumed they were planning a big surprise for me. And finally, wedding day! My small concern was about Megan. She's scary. I don't think she would do anything out of the ordinary on the client's wedding day. We planned the reception first, then the ceremony. We wanted to introduce ourselves to the guests first and have them witness our vows. When we were in the waiting room, Harper knocked on the door. Could I have a word with the groom? I thought they needed a last-minute check on something for a surprise, but a little while after they left the room. Excuse me, but could I talk to you for a minute? Megan came in. I recalled her scary face on the phone from the other day. The next moment, she told me, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your life is over now. What? What is this woman and what is she saying? Does she even have common sense? What kind of staff would talk like that to a bride on her wedding day? I was resentful. But maybe it's not too late. I'll explain. Can you come with me? What? Seeing is believing. What do I see? I was very skeptical at first, but I was curious about what she said at the same time. She took me to a room and opened the door quietly and urged me to look inside. So I peeked in the room with one eye. What is this? What's happening? In the room, Barry and Harper were kissing. I was about to barge in, but Megan stopped me and gestured for me to be quiet. Then she took her phone out and began recording inside the room. After it was done, I was taken to another room nearby. What's going on? It's my wedding day, and I can't just go ahead and get married as if nothing happened. I'll slash him, stab him, and strangle him. I have a friend whose life was crushed by Harper.
What?
Harper has done the same thing many times before. I've seen many of the brides' lives ruined by her. That's why I'm working here. I've been waiting for the moment that she would show her tail for the sake of my best friend. Harper stole my best friend's husband. My friend was compensated financially, but it didn't mean much to Harper because she's the daughter of the CEO of a company. To her, compensation isn't punishment. My friend took it hard. He was the love of her life, and he dumped her for Harper. My friend got emotionally unstable. Well, it was just another whim for Harper. I can't forgive that kind of woman for working at a wedding venue as a staff member when she doesn't really need a job. Miss Page, could you help me, please? Megan, I understand. Can you tell me more details? What are you going to do? And then she told me about her plan.
That sounded good. I'm in.
Thus began our revenge against Harper. I went back to our waiting room, followed by Barry and Harper.
Oh, your hair is messed up, both of you.
Oh, I came running. Rushed. You too, Harper?
Yes. Oh, your tie, too. Let me fix it for you. Then she went ahead and fixed his tie, and Barry was drooling. I could have killed them both. But the reception started. After we entered the room, there was an opening speech, and we were supposed to watch a video about the groom's life. That was the original plan, but now there was a slight change. The guests were astounded when the video started to play. It was about the groom's latest flirt, just recorded a few minutes earlier. The two were kissing in a room. Megan was in charge of the video, and she gave me a thumbs up while the room was in chaos.
Stop the video!
Megan, how could you? How could you is exactly my line. What were you two doing? Explain to me.
The two panicked and tried to hide, but there was nowhere to hide.
Barry, you're such a disgrace!
How could you?
No, Dad, Mom. This is,
That's right, this is a misunderstanding. They tried to come up with some reasonable excuses, but obviously failed, and finally...
It was her who started it!
Huh?
And I just couldn't say no. Mom, Dad, you know my personality.
Wait a minute, are you going to throw me under the bus? You were enjoying it too.
Shut up!
Stop the nonsense already!
The room went quiet at Barry's father's roar. He went on apologizing to me, my family, and guests cordially.
I sincerely apologize to all of you for coming here today for my idiot son.
More than anything, Paige and her family, I can't find the words to express how sorry we are.
As punishment, I will make my son take full responsibility for his actions and the damage he has caused.
What punishment?
The one you hate the most. You will pay the price for a long time. You'll see.
Dad, please, I'm sorry.
Who do you think should apologize first?
Paige, I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me.
Barry knelt there and kept saying sorry. Suddenly, a man in a black suit came into the room and walked up to Harper. "Why are you here? You work for my dad, right?" He said, "The daughter of the company's CEO is having an affair. This was leaked on social media, and the CEO is furious." How did that happen? Megan, of course. She used the same video with their faces blurred, which went viral. Harper's father's company develops merchandise that targets housewives. "Wait, I'm not... Where are you taking me? No!" The man grabbed her arm and dragged her out of the room. And the wedding was off. Gifts were returned. Everyone, including the guests on the groom's side, were understanding and offered words of comfort. Barry apologized to the guests, as his parents urged him to, and was met with cold stares, if not cold words. Barry's parents sent him to the farm their relatives owned. He had to resign from his job and lived and worked at the farm. The farm owner was stubborn and didn't like lukewarm people, whom Barry didn't like the most since he was a kid. Barry is being disciplined in the field because his work is half-hearted. He also had to work around the house and said jail would have been better. He sleeps in a corner of the shed with no AC, with all kinds of bugs he hates. He cannot have any personal items, including his phone and TV. He can only wear work clothes, and he has to grow his own food to survive. He's working there to pay compensation, cancellation, and other costs that will likely take decades to pay off. Harper's dad cut ties with her because her action caused serious damage to her father's business. She never lived outside of her parents' house, but now she was kicked out. The first person she turned to for help was Megan's best friend's ex. But he was connected to some shady people behind the scenes, and after a while, Harper was arrested along with the man, which I read on the online news. Harper's in jail and crying out every day, "Why did this happen to me?" She was so pretty, but the mental burden made her look much older than her age. And me, with the help of Barry's parents, I received a substantial amount of compensation from Barry and also from Harper. I moved along using that money. Barry didn't help me with housework at all, and he didn't like cleaning, so it feels much easier now that I live alone. Barry's parents and even Megan helped me with the move. After the work was done, we had sandwiches together. Paige, thank you for everything. When I told my friend about the whole thing, she laughed. I didn't see her laugh for a long time. No, thank you. That brought them justice. Are you still working there? Yes, I like working in the venue. I can get to help people in their happy occasions and see them smile. Wow, that's nice.
Paige, once again, I'm sorry about my son.
There is nothing to make up for your pain.
I'm just grateful because you have been on my side all the way. Please stop apologizing. Now, I brought creme caramel for dessert. I hope you like it. I'm Paige, 26 years old. I live with my husband, Travis, who works at one of the Fortune 100, and his 4-year-old daughter, Leah. At first, she was cautious with me, but we're doing great now. We were happily married, and I loved them from my heart. Until one day...
I'm home!
Hi, Travis. I made the favorite of you and Leah tonight, honey maple turkey.
Paige, you have to go.
Huh?
You heard me. I said get out.
What? Why? He picked me up and threw me outside the door. I sent him texts, knocked on the door, and said, "Please open the door," but there was no response. I had no clue of what was going on, and it was such a cruel treatment. Not knowing what to do, I went to my brother, Paul's place, which was also his home office. The next day, Travis's attorney found me and showed me the divorce paper. There was nothing I could do but agree to the divorce. Paul let me stay there for the time being, and I went back to the company for a job where I used to work before marriage. A friend of mine told me Travis got engaged so soon with someone at work. He must have been having an affair while he was married to me. Paige, please calm down. I'll buy you pasta arrabbiata and your drink. She's Alyssa, Paul's girlfriend. Paul got urgent work tonight and has to be finished by the end of the day, so I came to this casual restaurant trying not to disturb him. Then I got a text from my friend telling me about Travis's engagement. At the same time, Alyssa texted me asking, "Are you up to having dinner with me before I go to work?" And I invited her here. I'm worried about Leah more than anything else. She has to go with her dad every time he changes a woman. While Alyssa was listening to me, it was past 11:30 p.m. Alyssa is a nurse, and she left for the night shift. I was going to stay at the restaurant until Paul finished work and called me. Around midnight, I saw somebody sitting at the next table and took a glance. A man and a little girl. At this hour? But what happened to them? Their clothes were dirty and the man had a bushy beard. There must be some reasons. I was curious and eavesdropped on them.
I'm sorry, Emma.
Why you say you sorry? It's Mom's fault. She kicked us both out, suddenly.
Kicked out suddenly? That's me.
No, it's Dad's fault. I'm a bad dad. I can't feed you enough and I made you sleep outside.
He can't feed her, make her sleep outside. Do they have no money and nowhere to go?
It's okay, Dad. I'm not hungry.
Your tummy doesn't say so. Don't worry about it. I'll handle this. I will.
I realized I was very fortunate that Alyssa just bought me this food and Paul let me stay at his place, and I kept whining. I felt so silly. I wasn't my usual self, and I don't usually do these things, but maybe alcohol did it to me. After I exchanged some texts with Paul, I talked to this man at the next table. Excuse me?
Yes?
I'm sorry to bother you, but I was just wondering if everything is okay with you and your little girl. The man looked down and didn't say anything.
Don't be mean to my dad.
The little girl stood between us and yelled at me.
You're like Mom. She was mean to him. You can't be mean to him.
Emma, it's okay. I'm sorry about her. It was hard for us lately, and...
The little girl was about Leah's age. I casually picked up their bill and headed to the cashier.
Excuse me?
I took care of it. Now, please, come with me.
Huh?
Would you like to come to our place? I live with my brother. Come to think of it, it was a rather bold move for me. When I texted Paul earlier, he said, why not bring them here?
But you just paid for our food, and I can't let you...
There you are, Paige!
Enter Paul. I guess he was concerned about the situation.
My sister told me. Dad hasn't eaten much. I just made a huge amount of chili, and if you could help me consume it, that'd be great.
My brother invites strangers often. He's open and less alert, so he often picks up the wrong kind of girl as well.
Paige, come on!
Now you're with Alyssa. I'm not worried about you anymore, though.
Yes, Alyssa is really a terrific woman.
There he goes again. When you come to our place, you're going to hear tons of these, but if you can live with that, please. When we were exchanging words like this, Mr. Dad cracked a smile for the first time. The little girl saw her dad smile and said,
Dad, are they good people? Are they not mean to you?
I knelt at her height and smiled at her. You always protect your dad? Good girl. And then she started crying, possibly recalling a bad thing from the past. I guess she tried to be Dad's bodyguard. Then all of us came down to Paul's place. Paul let them shower and freshen up. Mr. Dad looked like a different man once he'd shaved. Kind of cute. The girl fell asleep instantly once she was in bed.
Thank you so much, both of you. I'm Jeff, and my daughter is Emma. My wife kicked us out suddenly. She worked, and I was taking care of the house and my daughter. She had an affair, and...
An affair?
Yes, and she was afraid of it out in the open. Took my smartphone that had the evidence photos in it and literally kicked us out. She never opened the door since, and I didn't even have my wallet. I guess she didn't want Emma now that she's getting together with her lover.
That's awful.
I wanted to demand child support and compensation, but first I have to settle down somewhere and feed Emma. My parents are long gone, and I have no one to turn to.
But do you have evidence of your wife's affair? She took your phone, right?
Well, just in case, I put them up on cloud storage.
Good! Then you can use this laptop anytime.
Are you sure? Oh, thank you for everything. It's very kind of you.
But for now, you could use a good night's sleep. You've been out for a few days, and that's settled. Next morning. Oh, hi, Jeff. What are you up to so early?
Hi, I hope you don't mind my using your kitchen. I thought I could make breakfast as a thank you before we go.
You're going? Where do you plan to go?
You should stay here for a while.
Morning, Paul.
Morning, Paige. You see, Jeff, you probably want to find a preschool for Emma.
But we can't let you go to such lengths.
We knew Jeff felt bad about this, but we insisted on their staying with us just one more night. And I left for work. When I got back from work, Paul and Jeff were at the desk looking at the computer screen.
Hey, Paige! Guess what Jeff's previous work was? Same as mine! So I asked him to help me with some work, and he excelled! He can help me from now on! There are a few things he could get used to, so they could stay here for a while.
That's awesome. You said you could use a good assistant.
Miss Page?
Hi, Emma. What's up?
Emma said bad things to you yesterday. I'm sorry. I said you were mean to Dad.
Don't worry about it. I've already forgotten. Now, I have a present for you, Emma. Today I stepped out at lunchtime and picked up some clothes for Emma. Her clothes were all dirty, so I let her wear mine, but even the one for a tiny person like me was too big for her.
Thank you, Miss Page.
Her face lit up when she got her present. She's cute like an angel. Jeff found a preschool for Emma already and helped with Paul's work and housework, including making my brown bag.
Have a nice day, Paige. Here's your lunch.
Do you have to go, Paige? Can't you stay with me?
Emma, she has to go to work.
You want to stay with her too, Dad?
Huh?
Dad was always looking outside of the window when you came home. He said, Paige is coming home soon.
Emma!
Dad, you blushed.
I have to go. I knew I blushed too. When I closed the door behind, there was Jeff, Emma, and Paul, but when I got home... where's Paul? Did he go out?
Yes, he said he would stay with Alyssa for a while.
At the same time, I got a text from Paul. "Three's a crowd, have a good one." What? What is he talking about? No, we're not like that. But because of what Emma said this morning, I couldn't see Jeff straight. Oh no, am I? Oh, pull yourself together, Paige. But when I saw Jeff, our eyes met. Oh no.
Dad and Paige are blushing. Are you all right?
We were so embarrassed with Emma's innocent comment.
By the way, dinner is ready.
Great. Then we had a nice dinner together and Emma went to bed. Jeff and I were having tea.
Paige, I sent some legal papers to my ex-wife today. I also told her that I'd visit my in-laws this weekend. I'm going to bring some photo evidence to them.
Next morning, it was trash day, so I was getting ready to take out the trash while Jeff was making my lunch. And something caught my eye. In the trash by the computer, there was a photo of a familiar face. Travis? I picked it up and took a closer look, and there was Travis with his arms around a woman I didn't know. The photo was taken when we were still married. I knew he was having an affair, but this must be Jeff's wife's photo evidence? No, it's too much of a coincidence. Jeff's wife was having an affair with Travis? I couldn't believe this kind of thing actually happened. This must be a sign that I should get revenge on Travis. I told Jeff about this, and he got me the data of the photo. Then I sent a text to Travis. I got the evidence of your affair and met him in a cafe that afternoon. I confronted him with a copy of the photo, and he said,
No, it's a fake. It's CGI. You just want to get revenge on me or take money from me. This is ridiculous.
This is not the only evidence. I have a screenshot of you and your lover texting. I will show them to your parents, so you can look forward to that.
Damn you.
I eventually got compensation from Travis and Jeff's ex-wife. Travis's parents were so strict that they were infuriated by learning of Travis's infidelity. Leah was taken and raised by them. Travis and Leah moved into Jeff's ex's place, but Leah was neglected by the two. So it was good for Leah to be taken in and raised by her grandparents in the end. Jeff also got compensation from the same two, on top of the child support from his ex. Moreover, word of their affair had leaked to the office, making them feel extremely uncomfortable staying there. They eventually resigned. That didn't cheer them up, and they broke up after a while. They couldn't find their next job fast while they were obligated to pay child support. With no other choice, Travis got a job at a pig farm through his parents. It was quite a fall from Fortune 100 to a pig farm. I'm sure he's learning new things every day. As for Jeff's ex, she got a job that turned out to be an infamous company for exploitative working conditions. She had to work non-stop, which deteriorated her physically and mentally. Well, they got what they deserved. About us, Jeff, Emma, and I have been living happily. Oh, and Paul and Alyssa got engaged. Just the other day, Paul came home with Alyssa. Paul, Alyssa, congratulations on your engagement. Thank you, Paige. And to you guys, too, for securing compensation and child support from them.
Thank you, but we can't take advantage of your kindness and stay here too long, so Emma and I are going to move out.
What? That's right. It was a temporary solution for us. I just got used to the fun of it. We can't live with Paige anymore? No.
Emma, we have to do the right thing. What if you two get married then?
What?
Then Paige becomes Emma's mom and you'll stay together forever.
Really? Can Paige become my mom? Yay! But Paul?
Yeah, but he's right. Paige, I actually,
You? You love?
I love you, Paige. Would you be with me and Emma for good?
Jeff, yes, with pleasure.
Seriously?
Yay! So we, Jeff, Emma, and I, were settled and continued to stay together. After a year, we legally married. I'm expecting his child now. Emma's excited to become a big sister. Jeff and Emma have a good heart of caring for someone close. Since the moment I saw them at the restaurant that night, I want to protect and care for them with all I have. I'm having the best time of my life now.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see